In example 1, they ask you to find out whether or not x plus 3 is a factor of either of these two trinomials. You can go about this in two different ways. You could either factor the trinomial and then look to see if x plus 3 is one of those factors, or you can try to use x plus 3 and then figure out what would go in the other set of brackets, see if that works. So I'm going to leave the factoring of it up to you, but if you want to see the cheater method, this is it. Basically, I know that I should have x plus 3 times something if this is a factor. So, if I'm going to get 4x squared here, then the number that goes here must be 4x squared divided by x, because these guys are going to have to multiply to get back up to that one. So that would have to be 4x. So we can just kind of go, these guys have got to go there. And we can ignore the middle terms right now, that's confusing. But we can look at the end one. My end one has to be plus 9. So positive 3 times whatever is here is going to have to equal 9, which means that, whoops, I'll leave it black. This would have to be plus 3 in order for these guys to end up with the last term that's correct. Now we look at the middle terms. I've got my first and outside working, but my inside and last, perhaps not. Let's see. X times 3 is 3x. 3 times 4x is 12x. If I want to add those guys up, I've got 15x. But what I'm looking for is 12x. So 15x does not equal to 12x, which means that x plus 3 can't be a factor because it didn't work for our middle term. All right, back over to this one, we're going to use the same method. We're going to write down our x plus 3 and then figure out what has to go in those brackets in order to create the original equation. So x times 2x would have to have given you 2x squared, so that one. And 3 times negative 5 would have to have given you negative 15. Now we check our middle terms and see if they match up. So x and negative 5 is going to be negative 5x. My inside term, 3 times 2, 6x. So this whole thing is going to equal negative 1x or negative x. So I look here, does it equal negative x? Yes, it does. Check. So that means that x plus 3 is in fact a factor because it worked.